The word light has two main meanings. The general meaning is illumination. The other meaning is not heavy. Therefore, the word delight, meaning the manifestation of light, means the disappearance of darkness as well as the disappearance of the heaviness or the weight. That is why there is a saying, light-hearted. The darkness is normally used metaphorically to denote ignorance, not knowing the truth or not knowing the reality. Therefore, unenlightened mind is a dark mind. Enlightened mind is an illuminated mind. Metaphoric means when there is light in the mind can see things that it cannot see in the darkness. Darkness, I mentioned, metaphorically meant ignorance. Ignorance of the truth, the reality. The ultimate truth that the Buddha has realized at his enlightenment is called Nirvana in Pali and Nibbana in Sanskrit and Nibbana in Pali in the Buddha's language. Nirvana is a blissful state of mind, free from worries, free from all tension, free from all mental depressions, the weight on the mind. Depressed means the heaviness of the mind. Light mind means, light-hearted means the heart is not heavy, no worries, no tension. Therefore, delight really means an enlightened state of mind where the darkness of ignorance has disappeared or the darkness created by the gloomy nature, unhappy nature disappeared. Therefore, delight means enlightened mind, state of mind where the light appears, dispelling the darkness of ignorance, or a light or non-heavy, unheavy state of mind, free from depression that we experience as our tensions, suppressions, conflicts of the mind, worries, suffering caused by mental defilements. The tension and the stress of the mind is caused by mental defilements. Mental defilements are the mental fuel that enkindles the mind, that burns the mind, that heats the mind. Tension and worry is caused by burning of the mind, the heat of the mind. Once there is delight, it means the mind is light. The heart is light-hearted. As I mentioned, the heaviness of the mind is caused by mental defilements that defiles the mind. For example, when there is a desire, there is a tension in the mind until the desire is satisfied. When there is a greed, there is a tension in the mind. When there is anger, when there is hatred, when there is envy, when there is fear, there is heaviness in the mind. There is tension in the mind. In this sense, the delight is caused by suppression or removal of mental defilements. That means delight is caused by a pure state of mind, undefiled by mental defilements. Enlightenment too means the complete purification in the mind. That means the extinction of all mental defilements. The three mental defilements that the Buddha refers to as to be disappeared at the enlightenment are called in Buddha's language lobha, dosa, moha, or raga, dosa, moha. Raga means attachment, liking. Dosa means resentment, disliking. Moha means ignorance. Ignorance means not knowing the truth. That is the darkness of the mind. Not seeing things as they are. That is ignorance. The mind may be hallucinated by mental defilements. Not seeing the reality. Daydreaming, that amounts to a sort of mental defilement, because illusory, the mind getting illusion by mental pictures, dreams, refer very often dreams of the future. But there can be pleasant dreams as well as unpleasant dreams. Fear is an unpleasant dream. Anxiety is an unpleasant dream. Happiness, the pleasure that we expect in the future, means a pleasant dream. Therefore, an enlightened mind is free from illusions, mental dreams, imaginations. In fact, our entire mind is a seat of mental illusions. All what the mind can experience are illusions. They are images, they are reflections. Mind cannot see the reality through the data or with the help of the data supplied by sensory organs such as eye, ear, nose, because their capacities are limited. The eye cannot see completely anything, perfectly anything. We cannot see atoms or subatomic particles. Our vision is an illusion. So is our hearing. We cannot see all the sounds. The range of hearing is limited. The range of visual sight is limited. Even our smell is limited. We cannot smell what a dog can smell. Thus, our mind creates illusions, illusory images based on the insufficient, inadequate, wrong information, imperfect information given by sensory organs. Enlightenment means the disappearance of mental illusions and also the disappearance of all tensions caused by attachment and resentment. When we are attached to something, we want to preserve it. We want it to continue. When you resent something, we want to get rid of. But as a reality that we don't know, we cannot experience, that nothing is permanent. Impermanency is the nature, the basic nature of our nature. The basic nature of the entire universe and the basic nature of every item in the universe. They are dynamic. They are always changing from one state to another state. That is why Heraclitus, the Greek philosopher that lived in the 5th century BC, said, "No one can step into the same river twice, because everything is in a flux, changing every moment. And that change is caused by the universal energy. Energy is not a thing, permanent thing, but a dynamism. Entire universe and every item in it are dynamic. Dynamic means energetic. Energetic means creative. That energy, therefore, is identified in theistic religions as a creator God who created the universe. Every item in the universe has been created by this universal energy, which is nothing but the universal dynamism that the Buddha referred to as anicca. Because of dynamism, because of this creativity, everything is get transformed every moment. That is referred to by scientists as transformation of energy. Dynamism is referred to by scientists as energy, and the changes caused by dynamism is referred to as transformation of energy. Buddha referred to that as dukkhata. Dynamism as anicca, transformation of energy through dynamism as dukkhata. And the third truth that the Buddha saw or realized in the universe is anatmata, anattata, soullessness is translated, atma means soul. That means nothing can retain a permanent identity, mentally or physically. Our body changes, our mind changes, our ideas get changed, our feelings get changed constantly. That is the real nature of the material world in which we live. Once one realizes this basic nature of the universe and every item in it, one does not get attached to anything because they are impermanent. Does not resent anything. And once one knows this real nature, he is free from ignorance of the reality or the truth of the universe. For such a mind is an enlightened mind. that is free from attachment, resentment, and ignorance. And such a mind, as it sees things as they are, can accept things as they are. Seeing things as they are is referred to by the Buddha as Yatha Bhuta Jnana Darsana in his language. The capacity or the ability to accept things as they are is referred to as Yatha Labha Santushti, really meaning contentment, accepting things as they are, without liking or without disliking. There is no liking or disliking because the enlightened mind can see the truth, the reality of things. What is the reality? Everything is dynamic, continually getting transformed, and can never retain a permanent identity. Therefore, an enlightened mind is capable of allowing things to go as they go on. That is called let go policy. A mind that is never mine. A mind is trained through the Buddhist technique to mind the mind, to never mind, and in the mind. What we call as our mind is a thought process. But that is an illusory mind, formed by mental images. The entire world that we experience is made by our mind, creating images. We cannot experience through our sense organs perfectly, adequately, really anything outside us. We can experience only the mental images, mental formation. That is our world. Once one realizes this illusory nature of our mental world is not a reality, though it appears to be real. It is not the actual reality. For example, the reflection that you see in the mirror appears to be real, but it is not the actual reality. When you go before a mirror, you can see yourself inside the mirror. But that image is only an illusion, not you. Similarly, all the reflections in our mind are images, are reflections, are illusions. But Buddha has realized there is an eternal reality, unchanging reality, a reality that is not born, not manifested, not done, not formed by oneself or by anybody. In his own Buddha's language that he used in the Tatiya Nibbana Sutta, the ultimate truth is called ajatam, it is not born. Abhutam, it is not an incident, not a happening, it is not an event. Akatam, it is not something done by us or anybody else or a God. Asankatam, it is not formed out of things that are available. That is the ultimate truth. Unborn. Not born means there is no decay and death. Whatever that is born is doomed to decay and die. But as this ultimate truth is not born, it is not doomed to decay and die. It is the realization of this ultimate truth that leads one to the perfect bliss of delight. That is referred to as Nibbana Sukha or Nirvana Sukha. Disappearance of all worries. That is why it is called Dukkha Nirodha. A mind free from all tensions. And that is the real delight that one can realize within oneself. But that realization can grow, get enlarged step by step. In the path to enlightenment, there is a delight in the first trance. There is much more delight in the second trance. Further more delight in the third and fourth and so on, up to the eighth trance. And beyond that also there is another trance. Animitta, a state that has no item as its target. Not holding on to any idea. Not holding on to any, the mind is there, but free from mental holding on to something. Holding on to nothing. A free mind. And that is the way to realize the ultimate bliss. Because at enlightenment, not only thinking ceases, but also sensing ceases. That is why it is called Sanya Vedaita Nirodha. Sanya means the signaling of sense organs to the mind. And you become aware of. Awareness by the mind of sensory signals is natural. Thinking of them is deliberate. The first step in enlightenment is the disappearance of thinking process. In his first paean of joy, Buddha referred to it saying, Visankara Gatan Chitta. Thinking ceased at my enlightenment. Then at the final passing away, or in the trance called Sanya Vedaita Nirodha, sensing of sense signals also ceased. Sensing is one activity of the mind that is natural, unintentional. Thinking is another activity of the mind that is deliberate and intentional. It is a mind free from both thinking and sensing that can really said to be delighted, light. No weight, no pressure, no tension of sensing and no tension of thinking. Light means not heavy. And such a mind is called an empty mind. A mind empty of its content. Our mind contains thoughts and feelings. They are illusions. They are only mental images. Once the mind is free from illusory mental images, the illusions can be called as darkness. They are imaginary. They are only mind-made in the darkness. We cannot see, but the mind imagines. Imaginary. Disappearance of the imaginary world at the enlightenment leads to the appearance of the ultimate real world within us, which is referred to by Buddha as Nibbana. It is the highest blissful state of mind because there is no tension, there is no worry, there is no desire, there is no anger, there is no conflict. The mind is empty. And that is the mind of real delight. Not heavy, not darkened by illusions, but a mind that is facing the reality. What is the reality? The basic reality? It is the void, the emptiness that the Buddha refers to as sunyata. Sunyata means emptiness. Empty of what? Empty of the content made by our own thinking. Cessation of thinking. Thinking is made by thought forms. Thought forms are referred to by the Buddha as upadana-khandha, translated into English as aggregates. 5 aggregates. 5 events go to form a thought. One event is called rupa, stimulation of a sense organs. Then vedana, the sensation that takes place through the stimulation. Then the signals given by the mind, by the sense organ to the mind. The stimulation is called rupa, sensation is called vedana, signaling that sensation to the mind is called sanya. Then the mind forming mental images with the help of previous knowledge saved in our brain. That is called sankhara. Imagine, mental pictures are formed and they are called sankhara. Maybe there is a thought form. Maybe a good thought form, bad thought form, or a neutral thought form, are caused by the knowledge saved in our brain. Then the mind becomes aware, conscious of it. There is the consciousness, that is called vijnana. Buddha referred to enlightenment as the disappearance of thought formation. He referred to one as visankaragatam cittam, and he referred to thought formation as the real worry, tension or suffering that we undergo. It is the thinking that Buddha referred to as suffering, dukkha, dukkhata. Thinking cease means dukkha nirodha. And he referred to dukkha, suffering, as thought formation, pancha upadana khandha dukkha. Therefore, there is real light, the weight of thinking is removed, and the enlightenment, and that is the delighted mind. That is the delight of enlightenment. It disappears with the appearance of the ultimate reality, the basic mind, the empty mind. Thus, the delight can be both the basis of enlightenment as well as the outcome of enlightenment. There is delight in our mind when it is free of tension caused by likes, dislikes and ignorance. That is why enlightenment is referred to by the Buddha as ragakkaya, dosakkaya, mohakkaya, meaning extinction of attachment, resentment and ignorance. Disappearance of that ignorance means disappearance of thought formation, means disappearance of the ignorance caused by the illusory mental images which appear to be real, which we believe to be real. And that ultimate reality can be explained in terms of words. It has to be realized and it can be realized only by you yourself. The nature of the enlightened mind cannot be explained, inexplicable. It has to be realized by oneself, and we all have the capacity to realize the apparent nature of the mind and the real nature of the mind, which is nothing but a delightful state of mind, free from all tension, worries, frustrations. And it is a pure mind, free from mental defilements, imported by our mind. The natural, intrinsic, original mind is nothing but the bliss of nirvana. It is nowhere else, it is within ourselves. And discovering of that real nature, actual nature of the mind is called enlightenment. And that discovery is possible with the disappearance of ignorance called moha, and therefore the moha, ignorance, is metaphorically referred to as darkness, and disappearance of that darkness is referred to as enlightenment. And the disappearance of the weight or the heaviness or the pressure or the gravity caused by thinking is also called delight. Therefore, real delight is a state of mind free from thinking, free from illusory mental images, free from the pressure, the weight, or the gravity, or the stress caused by mental defilements. Therefore, it's a clear state of mind, and clearing the mind is enlightenment. And that clearing has to take place step by step from moment to moment.